This is Destabilizing Disability, and welcome to our relationship.
Wow.
You're so weird.
Today we're going to be doing some Q&A. Hope you guys are ready for the ride. I don't know if we are, but we're going to try.
I'm going to buckle up.
Buckle up, buckaroo. Okay, so we're going to jump right into it. First question is, who cooks more?
Who cooks more? I don't cook at all. I used to cook. When we first got married, I cooked, but now I can't remember that I put something on the stove for more than 2 seconds. I also spent some time not being able to stand or sit up, and by some time I mean like a year. So unless we didn't want to eat for a year, only eat fast food, which
I mean, we wouldn't disagree with, but
right. So Robbie
except
did
our wallets would.
Our wallets would disagree. But so Robbie did a crash course in cooking, because even though when we were dating he said he knew how to cook, I knew that was really a falsehood. It was naivety, because he believed he could cook, and I was like, no. But he can follow directions really well, and I think that's all really cooking is, you know?
Follow that recipe.
Now you're a way better cook than I am.
For disaster.
Wow. Okay.
Do we feel like we were judged with how soon we got married?
Great question, because Robbie and I met and then were married within a year. Right at about a year.
Yeah. I don't think so. I don't think we were judged at all. I don't think it was anything super crazy.
No, the answer's no. Not really. Not to our face.
Any wedding regrets is the next one. I mean, I regret not getting that cake that your friend made.
Robbie will not stop talking about that cake. He keeps going, can you ask your friend to make it for us again?
I mean, things were like I think everything went well-ish. It felt like we were on everybody else's timetable and not on our own. And so I didn't even get to try the cake that her friend made, and that she made specially for us. It was gluten-free because that way you could eat it too, and dairy-free too, right? And I was so excited to try it, and then we didn't even get to try it, and then your mom ate it all. What was really a big regret, though, like an actual regret, not the fake one like that one was that the wedding was a big one. I think that it was a bit much for Tara, and I wish that we didn't do it and we had done something smaller, more palatable, and not as a big to-do, because I think at that time it was just a lot for Tara to go through and deal with. We could always just do little things here and there with people afterwards if we wanted to, and still have it not be such a big thing that was a lot to take on all at once. So
yeah, having a wedding party was a lot, and doing a lot of the traditional things was it was a lot for me and where I was at. And I was like, can we just sit down and everyone just have dinner together, and a little bit more towards elopement vibes. But I don't know, it was also, hopefully it's our only wedding, maybe, I don't know. So I didn't want to take everything away from you.
Yeah.
He really wanted to have a wedding party. He probably wanted more of the traditional things than I did.
I mean, yeah, I did. I liked the idea of having the traditional wedding, but at the same time, if I had known how hard it was going to be for you to do it all, then I would have just, let's do something short, small, whatever. But yeah.
It's nice to have had that experience with my mom and to have those memories when we had the chance.
Yeah.
So that was nice. But as far as my energy and stuff, it really did deplete me.
How long did it take to say I love you?
We still haven't said it. Just kidding.
I think
he said it first.
Yeah, I said it first. 3 months in?
3 months in.
About 3 months in.
I think you were going to say it before, because you were talking to me on the phone and you were like, I'm going to say something. And I was like, he's going to say that he loves me. And I was like, please, it's been like a week. Please don't say that. And so I was like, don't say it, don't say it, don't say it. Give me like another month.
Oh my goodness. Who can say now?
Yeah, you probably don't remember.
Who knows what I was going to say?
It was definitely that you loved me, wanted to marry me, and it was like right then and there.
Maybe. I do feel like that would have been weird for me to do over the phone, which maybe is why I decided not to say it, if that's the case. But
I'm pretty sure it's because I was pleading not to say it. And I was like, I will hang up on you.
Oh, okay.
I don't think it's that weird that you were going to say it over the phone.
Mm.
How long did we date for before we said I loved you? Was 3 months, but how long did we date before we got fiancé'd up? 6 months. 6 months. Half a year. It's really not that much.
Yeah. It's not, yeah. It's kind of an in-between. It's like semi-short, but...
It depends on who you talk to. Some people date for years and years.
Yeah, that's
We know
also
people
true.
who've dated for years.
Yeah.
It's not my vibe. That's not me. Never was, never will be. I mean, maybe. I can't say the future. And then we did 3 months from engagement to marriage. He wanted to do a year, and I said, how about 3 weeks? And so we compromised on 3 months. And I feel like I really won that one.
Yeah.
I mean, really, you're the winner here. Because you got to marry me.
The winner, chicken dinner.
Yeah. It was nice. It was nice partially because I was so exhausted from dating and then the whole wedding thing. It took a lot out of me. Even though we did do things a little bit more like, calm things, and we just talked a lot, and we did a lot of like at-home nights with just family and watching movies and eating dinner. It still was a lot for me physically. And then we got married and we had a couple weeks together, and I started getting sicker, actually. Unfortunately, I thought I was actually going to be able to like take a minute and rest and not be like moving and doing all this stuff. But I actually got sicker. But it was a nice minute because we got to like find some sort of groove and get used to each other, living with each other and things. And then my mom got really sick right after that. So it was a good timetable for all of the life things that were happening and my health, because I wouldn't have lasted much longer. I would have had to stop dating you because I couldn't physically do it anymore. No, it was getting really rough, and then things got worse, and so timetable wise, it kind of worked out for everything that went on, and then I was out of the house and somewhat established and could go back and forth for my mom, and then I'm kind of happy that I was out of the house already instead of also having to be another member that left the house after my mom had died or during my mom's, being sick and having cancer and stuff. So, yeah. I looking back, I'm grateful for the timing because of everything that was happening in our life at the time.
Mm-hmm.
So, next question.
Are we newlyweds?
Were we ever newlyweds? No. I don't know. Depends on what you call a newlywed. We're not at double digits yet. What are we, 7, 8 years?
Yeah, 7 years.
7 years. So probably not.
Have you lost any friends from Tara's illness or when we got married?
Okay. Two different things. But have we lost any friends? I have. From my illness. Yeah, my health getting worse or things like that. I have stepped away from some relationships for sure. Have you?
I don't think I've lost any per se. Some have kind of fizzled out-ish. Like, I'm sure we're still friends, but because of our limitations, it kind of, prevents us from being able to maybe associate like we used to. I don't know, just not like what they used to be. So,
yeah.
No, I haven't lost them, I would say, but they're not quite what they used to be. I'll just say that. How do we feel about having pets?
We love animals. We love a good furry pet, but they have been hard to have. We have had pets in the past. We've had cats. It turns out that when my health got bad, I became super allergic to cats and turned red and couldn't hear out of one of my ears for like a couple days. So I was like, all right, I think we need to get rid of the cats, which was really hard for you. Sorry. That was part of our like arrangement when we got married, was we would always have cats. I'm sorry to go back on that one. And then we never had any dogs together. Oh, we did have a dog for like 2 weeks. We did have a dog for like 2 weeks. He was too much for me, and so I got rid of him. I was very sad about that.
Yeah.
And then I used to watch dogs for a while. That was really fun. I loved doing that. And then pets. I don't know if this is really considered pets, but we got chickens. After I was in the hospital, I had a really hard time. It seems that I had mast cell, and getting sick like really activated, got really bad. So I had a really hard time eating things. So I got chickens so I could eat their eggs. I couldn't eat any eggs at the grocery store. I tried eggs around, in people's yards that they took care of. Couldn't do it. Could not do it. But I could eat my own eggs that I fed specially and kept away from other things. So we did that for a while, and then I also had gotten a horse before I took another dip in my health. So that was really fun. If I get better, maybe we'll look at getting pets again. We do like animals. They have a lot of benefits, but we don't want it to be at the expense of them and their happiness or the expense of us. And you gotta pet what you can pet. So we pet my stepdad's animals, and we also have dogs around in the neighborhood. So
they bark at us.
Yes, constantly. They do. Yeah. So some of them just bark at us. We don't pet those ones. But there are other ones that we can pet, like Bear. We love Bear.
How do we like to spend money?
What money? What money? We don't have money.
Well, but if we did, though, probably food.
Sushi.
Like, just food that we like instead of just food. Well,
sushi.
As long as it was within our dietary restrictions.
But sushi.
I don't know. Maybe some other little fun things here and there. But, yeah, probably mostly food.
Sushi.
Would we ever live with our in-laws? We are right now.
Yeah. He lives with his in-laws. I live with my parents.
Yeah. So. When are we going to have kids?
Ooh. Well, with everything that I just said, like, we couldn't keep a dog or a cat. I don't know. Would we like to have kids?
I think we would, yeah. It's just where we're at in the scheme of things right now.
When are we going to have kids? When things get better. That's not really a time, but it is a time. And it is a goal, kind of. We would like to have kids.
Yeah.
I don't want to have kids, like, biologically. I want to adopt. And I think we're both on the same page.
Yeah, I think so.
So that is on our list of things to do one day if we can. And we are working towards it. And by working towards it, not like, oh, we're signing any adoption papers this week, but working towards it as we are making some life changes so that we are, one, no longer living with my parents, two, that we have some steady, reliable income that is enough for our current circumstances and all of my health things that we have to pay for every month. And three, we are looking to have me a little bit more stable. I am spending less days in crisis, thank goodness, but I still have more bad days than good. So we are looking for me to have more good days than bad days, making our bad days pretty rare. So that's what we're going to work towards first. And then kids. I want 1 million.
What's our favorite dessert? Yours is tiramisu, I'm pretty sure.
No, it's steak. I I have always been more of a meat person than a dessert person. Yeah, I do really like tiramisu though.
Mm.
Cheesecake.
I don't know if I have a favorite per se, but one of my favorites and go-tos is cheesecake. Um, I also usually consider bread to be my dessert. I just love, not like just any bread, mind you. I usually like Italian bread, like authentic Italian, not just like what they sell in Walmart.
He's Italian. His mother is from Italia.
That 50% of me knows the difference.
It really must. Okay. We had to take a small interlude for some appointments I had. One of them being a chiropractor and feeling rough. I feel like I just got beat up. So, all right, next question. What is your love language? Do you know what mine is? I technically have 3 really high ones, and then I score like 0.
It's like touch, words of affirmation,
Mm-hmm.
and
Quality time.
quality time. I always forget that one for some reason.
Yours is
Doesn't make
acts of
sense.
service and touch. We did the little test thing when we met,
Yeah,
when we were dating.
right.
Well, it's all really close together, but when we were dating. And then we did it again, I think, in like the first or second year of marriage.
Yeah. I'm a different man now.
Okay, next question. How much can you bench press?
I have no clue how much I can bench press because it's been a long time since I've been to the gym, and I know for a fact I am not as strong as I used to be.
Yeah. I could probably bench press this camera. I can bench press a water bottle, plastic, not glass. What do we like to talk about at the end of the day? Well, I like to talk about anything and everything. And Robbie will listen.
Yeah. I can talk depending on what the subject is.
Video games.
No. But yes.
Do we like to talk about the future?
You do, for sure. It's harder for me to talk about the future because there's a lot of uncertainty that I have about the future.
Yeah. We've had a rough time too, so it's hard to think about things in a positive light because it feels like we're just going to get our hopes and dreams dashed, or maybe we're not being realistic, and then thinking about it on like, you know, worst case scenario kind of thing of like, oh, what should we be prepared for? What's our worst case scenario is also a little bit depressing.
It doesn't help that I am a very worst case scenario thinker.
Yeah.
So.
Funny enough, you might not know that, but he's the pessimist in this relationship.
But I think it's fair. Keeps us grounded.
Do you have any siblings?
Yes, I have 4. I have 3 sisters and a brother. And then how about you? How many siblings do you have?
I have 1 brother, and I have a stepsister, so I have a brother and a sister. How do you de-stress? How do we de-stress? I would like to say that, to couple with this question, is we've had so much going on in life outside and with my health in the last couple of years. It can be harder to... so many things are calling for our attention and need to be prioritized that sometimes our relationship gets pushed back, and how much, you know, relaxation we get, especially compared to how much stress we get. So we do like to have de-stressing times and little date nights together, so that there is a little bit of balance, and it doesn't have to be big things. So I don't have a lot of energy, and then I also am not the most mobile person. I have mobility problems myself, and then getting in the car is one of my triggers. So we tend to do a lot of things at home right now
Yeah.
And I think we've done a good job of finding some things that we can do that do help us and that we do like to do together.
Yeah, like we talked about in one of our other videos. We do a lot of like the board games or video games or TV shows that we like to watch together.
We love cattin'.
We love Catan.
Cattin'.
Um, and yeah, we like doing stuff like that. If things were a little different, some of the other things I would probably like to do to de-stress for myself would be like going to play pickleball or something like that. Something that's fun, active, get you out, get you moving.
Darling love of my life, I have a question just for you. Will you do couples therapy with me?
Sure.
Yeah. Thank you. We've done it before. We'll do it again. What's your favorite quality about me?
I would say, I don't know if I have a favorite, but one of my favorites for sure, top favorites, is how you can endure so much that's going on in your life and still find a way to keep going. Because you've been through so much, even before we got married, before I even knew about you. You had so much happen, and yet you're still here. Obviously, it wasn't like it was easy or that it was joyous or anything like that, but you made it through all that, and you're still here going, okay, what's next? So I find that very amazing. I wish I was that resilient.
Wow. I don't feel resilient, but thanks. My favorite quality about you is you're just really good at things. I don't think you don't seem to be on the same page, but I realize, like, with very little effort, you tend to just be better than everyone else at something. Once you do it like 2 or 3 times, you're already like a pro at anything. You're just talented.
I feel like that's not true. I never understand why you say that. It's not
I
true.
literally point it out all the time. It happens all the time with everything. I give so much effort to things. I work really hard to figure something out, to do something, whatever. And he'll come in and I'll be like, this is what you do and why we're doing it and how. And he'll do it 10 times better than me. Painting. I paint for, hours and hours and hours on end. And I'd be like, this is what I want to paint.
I've never painted like that for you.
You've done that for drawings. I don't want to hear it. Anyways, he's really great at everything. What's your favorite physical thing about me? Like your favorite physical quality? Just sit here and tell me I'm pretty, basically.
I mean, I don't have any particular favorite part of you. I like all of you as a whole.
Thanks. I thought you were going to say my eyes.
I like your hair a lot, actually.
That's true. When we got married, when we were dating and fiancé'd up, I was mostly wearing my hair straight. I straightened my hair for most of my life.
Mm-hmm.
And he was like, I want to see your hair curly. And so I've mostly worn my hair curly since then, since we got married.
I think you look really good with curly hair. Like, it's not that you don't look good with straight hair. I just think that the curly hair suits you more.
My favorite thing about you is your eyeballs.
We'll have to tell that story another time.
Yeah, hey, and answer all the questions down below. Because just like how you guys are nosy and want to know all about our life, we're nosy too, and we want to know about you. So, anyways, thanks for joining us, and thanks for taking some time to be with us outside. It's very nice, and by nice I mean hot and sunny, and I'm sweating, so I want to go inside now. Okay, bye.
Bye.
We can bench press 1 billion pounds.
Yes.
We can be muscle people, whatever they're called, muscle people.
You were going to be like, you always say that.
You always say
always
that.
say my eyes. You always say.
It's not what I sound like. Is it?
Sometimes you can straighten it if you want to.
I broke my straightener. It's gone. I broke it and threw it away.
That's not my fault. That's not me then telling you to wear it straight. That's the straightener telling you not to straighten.
Anyways.